Hey everyone, today we're going to show you the fastest way to level up in Space Marine 2. I'll be covering everything from the best operation to recommended weapons, and even how to maximize your XP with hidden items, so let's jump in. We're going to start off with the fastest operation in the game because this is where most of your XP will come from, and you need to get a decent way through the campaign first to unlock Operation 2, which is titled Decapitation. Now, I am sure many of you out there have seen gameplay of this operation because everyone on YouTube is currently running this, and it's the only gameplay most channels have, which is just hilarious. But it is the best mission for grinding XP and finding armory data. It is also a very straightforward mission that allows you to ignore a lot of enemies at certain points and just go straight for the main objectives. With a well put together team, this can take you about 20 minutes to run, which is a lot of XP per hour. Now, when it comes to those recommended weapons and builds, I'm sure you have found viable builds from other YouTubers or articles online, and that is totally fine. If it works for you, then keep on using them. However, for you beginners out there, I would recommend the following weapons if your class has access to them, and these would be the Plasma Incinerator, Stalker Bolt Rifle, Las Fusel, and Multi-Melter. Now, talking about melter weapons, the Tactical, Vanguard, and Heavy classes all have melter weapons that you can equip, so if you're running one of those classes, then you'll have an easy time dealing with hordes and the Hive Tyrant at the end of the operation. Alongside these other tips, you should also be raising the difficulty of the mission when you reach the recommended level for that difficulty, because your XP and armory data will increase too. For example, at minimal threat level, you'll get 630 XP, and you can find master crafted armory data. At average threat level, you can get 945 XP, and you can still find master crafted armory data. At substantial threat level, you have 1260 XP, and you can find artificer armory data. Then at ruthless, you get a total of 1890 XP, and you can find relic armory data. Now, while we're on the topic of XP, we should also mention gene seeds. If you don't know what these are, then they are hidden collectibles that you can find in the operation. One member of your party will need to pick it up and reach the end of the level with it to give everyone in the party an extra 30% XP, which is huge while playing on those harder difficulties. You do need to be aware though that the player carrying it cannot be downed or died, otherwise the gene seed will be lost. This also takes up the same slot as Guardian relics, so the holder cannot use them. However, you can swap the gene seed out for a Guardian relic and then just come back and pick it up before completing the operation. Now, before we continue, if you're finding this video helpful, then please click the like button and subscribe for more Space Marine 2 videos in the future. Now, when it comes to a few extra bonus tips, this may sound like a given, but so many people don't do it, and that is just stick with your team. You are against hundreds of enemies, and there are only 3 of you, so make sure you stick with your teammates and survive together. Another thing to do is also use your class abilities. You don't need to hoard them like there's some form of ultimate ability from a hero shooter. Use your abilities and make fights easier. A third tip is to also make use of grenades. So many people just don't use their grenades. These are great at clearing out enemies and controlling areas, and for example, the shock grenade is brilliant for doing that. Then the last tip is to spread out the meds. Make sure all members of the party are getting meds to survive. Unless you have found the gene seed, then make sure the player carrying the gene seed survives no matter what. So for a quick recap, you want to grind Operation 2 called Decapitation. Make sure that you equip the right weapons for the job, turn up the difficulty when you can, and don't forget to hunt down those pesky gene seeds for the bonus 30% XP. If you follow all of these, you'll be maxing out your classes in no time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.